friends, Allison Gaddy here, and on behalf of Dawn and myself and everybody at eXp Realty and our entire Expert Partners Inner Circle organization, we want to sincerely thank you for your very smart decision not to just become an eXp agent, but also to partner with us in our Inner Circle as an expert partner. And Epic is the revenue share organization that you will soon be a part of. Now, we're going to go through the application together, so don't worry that you're going to be confused about anything. You really won't be. It is very, very simple and straightforward. This application is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes depending on how much of it you want to read. Don't try to use your mobile device. Don't try to use your Android or your iPhone. Do it on a desktop. It doesn't matter if it's a PC or an Apple, just that it's a desktop. And do use Google Chrome. I'll take you through the whole process. So have your agent ID info handy. This includes your MLS number and your National Association number. Yep, your NERDS number. Have that handy because we're going to need it for the form. Number two, if you do have a corporation, if you're being paid as a corporation, meaning if your commission checks go to your LLC or your sub S, have that information handy so that we can enter it into the form as well. If you're not incorporated or you don't have your incorporation information handy, don't worry. Let's go ahead and get the application done anyway. And we can go back when you're onboarding with our VIP concierge staff and correct all of that information. If you come up with a question and you don't understand the question and there's not a little asterisk next to it, don't worry about it. You can just leave it blank. We'll catch it during the onboarding process. Just skip it and go on to the next one. And you should also have your bank's routing number and your bank account information at the ready. You'll understand when we're going through the process why that's important. But again, if you don't have it handy, that's okay. We can catch up when you're with our exclusive VIP expert partner onboarding staff. Number three, know your sponsor's name. There's a place where you're going to enter the name of your sponsor in the form. For example, if your sponsor's name is Bill Smith, you will type in Bill Smith. And I'll go over this a little bit more in detail once we get to that part of the section. Once you enter Bill Smith's name, it will ask you to choose the state or the phone number so it can look up Bill Smith and assign him to you as a sponsor. You will need to either know the state your sponsor is licensed in or the phone number. And as I mentioned, we'll go through all of that more in detail as we're going through this application. So let's get started now. After the application is done, you're then going to receive a call from one of our amazing expert onboarding partners. They're going to personally walk with you and the official eXp onboarding team to make sure your process goes as smooth as possible. So no worries, you're going to feel supported every step of the way. So let's get started. The first part is where you are setting up your account. The second part, you will put in your contact information. The third part is where you will choose your sponsor. Then you're going to move forward to the section where you'll put in your license number, your bank account numbers, and other particulars. And the last part is where you will sign your ICA, Independent Contractor Agreement. Once you complete this setup, all of your information will auto-populate into the ICA. That is the reason you are providing this detailed information at this step. Now remember, this application does not obligate you to anything. So if you decide that you want to change your mind about something or wait, then it's perfectly fine too. And you are seeing the process right here on the screen. Now, after you sign the ICA, you will let your sponsor know so that they can connect you with our expert onboarding partners who will help you move forward and walk you step by step to help you get your systems set up with us at eXp. Our expert onboarding partners will set up 2 one-on-one onboarding calls with you personally, and we will also provide you with an eXp transaction checklist, along with access to our exclusive member area with easy-to-follow tutorials of the eXp systems. Our expert onboarding partners are here to guide you through your transition, set up your systems for you, and then give you a tour of eXp's powerful technology systems so that you are set up smoothly and quickly and ready to do business. Okay, so now that we have completed this information, you will hit save and continue, and we are on to the next section. So now we're on step 2 of 6, which is the sponsor page. Now you will see a video here on this page, and you can choose to watch it or peruse through it. It is a helpful video about the importance of choosing your sponsor. But the most important point here that I want to point out is that you have to click that green bar. It's not so much a button, but a green bar. You will need to click the green bar to move on to the next step. And I know, I'll say it again, it doesn't necessarily look like a button, but that's what it is. And this sometimes confuses people. So that is why I'm being extra specific to point this out. So you have to click that before you're able to go to the next page. So go ahead and click that green bar. Once you do that, then you're going to click the blue button at the very bottom that says select or decline sponsor. And then you can move to the next page. Okay, so we're moving forward. Here's where you will need to search for your sponsor, and it says the term should match the sponsor's first name, last name, state, province, country, phone number, email, UUID. Now, I want you to look over to the right side of your screen. If you enter in your sponsor's name and you can't find your sponsor on the right side of the page where it says can't find your sponsor in a blue link, this is where you can search by your sponsor's phone number or other information to ensure that you find and enter your sponsor's name in this form. This is very important, and I'm going to go over it so that you don't get hung up on this section. If you've had a conversation with an Epic Inner Circle agent about joining eXp and for some reason you're stuck on this particular page, be sure to contact that agent and have them help you through the sponsoring section. Don't just get past this section without naming a sponsor, because otherwise you won't have the full benefits of being with the Epic Inner Circle. All right, so in this example, you're going to put in Allison Gaddy, and then you're going to search now. So you can see here the results come up. Now, there's a lot of people at eXp as of today whose first name is Allison. Now, thankfully, there's only one Allison Gaddy at this time with eXp. So you can just hit select. And many of you who watch this video will not be looking to select Allison Gaddy as their sponsor. So again, if you can't find your sponsor, if you're not choosing Allison Gaddy, for example, because it comes up easily, you can search the other way above by clicking that blue can't find your sponsor link and search in another way to find who you are choosing as your sponsor. This is important because who you choose as your sponsor with eXp is going to be one of the biggest decisions you're going to make, because that person is going to have the honor and the responsibility of shepherding you through the entire process with eXp. And most importantly, if you choose to participate in the eXp revenue share program, which you absolutely should consider doing, you're going to want to choose a sponsor that is actually in the process of building their own revenue share organization. Someone who's focused on helping themselves, but also helping other people sponsor agents. Okay, once you've found the sponsor's name, you're going to hit select. Here, for example, we're using Allison Gaddy, and you hit select, then it is going to say, are you sure? Click proceed. And then now we're going to go on to the next step. It will quickly take you back to the page where you've already hit the blue button, so you will see it dropped there, that dropped Allison Gaddy there. Now at the bottom, there's a final question with a yes or no box just under the blue button, and you're going to select the yes button. And obviously you will replace Allison Gaddy with the name of the person who you are actually naming as your sponsor. I'm just using Allison Gaddy here for the purpose of going through this example. Okay, moving right along to step 3 of 6. For the rest of the application, you're going to choose your license, and you are going to choose how long you've been in real estate. And for the sake of this example, we're going to assume you're a new agent. And this is all pretty self-explanatory, but here's one important field. What is the status of your license? Now, most of you will choose license in hand, ready to place my license. Now, if you do not have your license number yet, and you go to that page and you say, I'm waiting for my license to be issued, or I'm in some process prior to actually having my license issued, you will not be able to move forward through the application. So it is important that you know that. Now, there is an exception to this if you are applying in a state that allows unlicensed agents to obtain an LOI, a letter of intent, without a license number. There are a few states that allow this, and one example is our growing team in the state of Florida. If you do not have a license and you're joining in a state that allows an LOI, letter of intent, for unlicensed agents, then you will simply put in a series of 6 zeros in the license number field, and NA, not applicable, for those fields that requests what board you will be joining. This will allow you to move forward with the ICA and then apply for the letter of intent to join eXp, which requires you to complete this application and ICA before your LOI can be approved. One more point on that note, if you are in fact joining in a state which allows this and applying for an LOI, then you will need to complete this application and sign the ICA At the same time, you apply for an LOI, and on the LOI, it will ask you if you have completed the ICA, and you must answer yes in order to be approved. So for any of you that this applies to, keep this in mind. Moving forward, if you do in fact have a license and you don't have your license number handy, and I know that a lot of states are backlogged with licensing right now, you can find it from your MLS relatively quickly because that's the number that's assigned to you. It is usually the number of your MLS ID, or you can usually just search your email. You're going to need your license number handy, but if you don't have your license number handy and you don't want to stop the process of filling out the application, you can put it in a placeholder number, and our concierge staff will help you get the correct license number entered in the process so you can go ahead and continue to move forward. All right, so you will need to select the association you are primarily affiliated with. You know that if you're an experienced agent. If you're not, you can just choose whichever one you think is the closest proximity to you. Again, you can go back and change all of this. Remember, if there's an asterisk, then fill it out. If there isn't, then you don't necessarily have to worry about it. But this particular section is relatively straightforward. So try to complete all of it. Next question that I'd like to point out is the number of transactions in the last 12 months. Okay, so let's talk about that. The number of transactions in the last 12 months. If you're a new agent or if you're a returning agent and you haven't transacted at least 3 transactions in the last 12 months, and you will see why this is significant when we get to another step in the application. If you have not closed at least 3 transactions in the last 12 months, you're going to be automatically entitled to be part of the Expand Mentor Program. Now, this is an amazing program that eXp provides to new and returning agents in the business. Through the Expand Mentor Program, you are going to be assigned to a local eXp agent who has been trained and certified to help you get your first 3 transactions done. Awesome, right? Now, the Mentor Program isn't free, but it is an incredible value for you to have a dedicated person assigned to you for your first 3 transactions. The Mentor Program costs you an additional 20% of your 80-20 commission split, and it is only for your first 3 transactions. Most agents who are veterans tell me they would gladly have given up some of their commission in the beginning of their career to have that kind of hand-holding during the first few deals, especially if you're a new agent or a returning agent, to have someone locally that will help you every step of the way get your first 3 deals together. You're going to have direct access to your state and local brokers. You're going to have direct access to the coaches here in the Expert Partners Inner Circle and in the Gateway to Mastery program, which is taught by 6 industry-leading coaches and is available to all of the Epic agents. You're going to have so many people that are going to surround you offering help that you're going to find that you will never be wanting any kind of professional advice. Now, here is where we put 0 transactions in this example. And so like I said, he's going to be assigned a mentor, which is a great idea for anybody who's new or returning agent who hasn't transacted at least 3 units in the last 12 months. All right, so there we go. We're going to go through the rest of the process and you can just read the questions. Are you a broker owner? No. Do you have any interest in any brokerage? And for the sake of this demonstration, we're going to answer no. And you guys can kind of peruse through the rest of it. Now, if you're a licensed agent and you had registered some complaint in the last 10 years or 10 years ago, just drop that in there and just say what it was. And I'm sure that's something that maybe the broker will review, or maybe it's just so long ago or such a minor issue they won't need to review. But don't let that slow you down. The key here is just to get the application done. All right. Now, remember when I was telling you earlier about when you're going to select the date that you're going to transfer your license to eXp and how you can then change it? Well, here we are. And what I usually suggest to people is not to overthink it. You need to just put in whatever date that you think makes the most sense for you. And then you can alter it when you're working with our concierge staff. Now, here's where it gets kind of confusing. Would you like to be paid through a company? So what they're asking you is if you're wanting to get paid through a corporation that you happen to own. If you don't have a corporation, say for example, an LLC or a sub S, and your commissions are getting paid directly to you as a 1099 employee, in other words, they're getting paid to your social security number, then that's how you're going to mark this form. So you're not going to get paid through a company. And I'll give you a little coaching advice here. As you transact, as you do more deals, as you start to make more money, as you start to become more successful, you probably do want to form a corporation. There are all kinds of tax benefits when you do it that way, but we can talk about all of that on a direct one-on-one call if you ever need any of my help with that. Okay, so here's the simple stuff. Would you like to provide an alternative billing address? Would you like to participate in the agent equity program? Now, the agent equity program is one of the greatest gifts from the real estate gods that I have ever seen before. This is how you can actually buy eXp stock, EXPI, with your commission at a discount. So you're going to be entitled to the ability to purchase EXPI stock, which is traded on the NASDAQ, at a discount. Now that's something that it's exceptional, such an incredible opportunity for eXp agents. I definitely want you to say yes to this. Now, if you do have a transaction coming up and for some reason you don't want 5% deducted from your commission check, for some reason you don't want to participate in the agent equity program for that particular commission check, no worries. You're just going to tell accounting at that time and they won't deduct it from that transaction. But by saying yes here on this form, they're going to set up a Morgan Stanley stock account for you and you're going to be able to start accumulating EXPI stock. I would strongly suggest, if I haven't ever already said this, you really should do this because it's an incredible way for you to create a built-in growing savings account. This is one of the many wonderful things that Glenn Sanford created for all of us here at eXp Realty. All right, so now moving forward, how would you like to pay both your initial fee and your ongoing monthly fee? Now let's talk about that. The initial fee is $149. The ongoing monthly fee is $85. Okay, let's focus here. You're going to pay $149 to join today, and $85 of that is going to be set aside for your first month at eXp as part of your monthly fee. So that's where the money goes. Then you're going to tell the system whether you want that to be taken from your checking account or your credit card account. And then your W-9 information moving forward. Please select your federal tax classification. Select from one from the drop-down, which I've already been over that part earlier. If you're not incorporated, then obviously you're going to go here. And for our example, we're selecting independent sole proprietor or single member LLC. Now remember, you can always go back and set this up. I've helped many agents with this process, and they haven't necessarily known whether their LLC was a sub S or a C Corp or an LLC, whatever. I know you guys in Florida also have your own unique corporate structures, especially for real estate folks. So if you're not sure of all of this information, no worries. You can just update it when you're with our concierge staff. The point here is to get this process completed. Now, the direct deposit should be your favorite part. This is where they're going to pay you. This is where your money is going to be sent. That's the reason it's asking for your routing number and your bank account number. Now, you're doing this, you're confirming all your financial information, very straightforward, and now it's auto-populating your information into DocuSign. And then you're authorizing eXp, which you can read right there, you're authorizing eXp to create the debit for the application fee. And so all the asterisk fields need to be filled out, and this is also the account that eXp will debit the $85 a month from as well. Always remember you can go back and change any of this at any time if you want to. And that's it. So after you complete all of the information filled out here on the application, it auto-populates into DocuSign. You sign the DocuSign, and then you will get that wonderful email. We are so excited that you made the decision to become part of the eXp Realty family. Our agent onboarding team will review your application and follow up with any additional questions and walk you through the process. But remember, in addition to the agent onboarding process and the team at eXp Realty, you will be working directly with one of our expert onboarding partners here at Epic. So if you start getting a bunch of emails and communications from eXp Realty, know that your expert onboarding partner, your partner with us here at Epic, is also going to be working directly with you. And if you choose to, your expert onboarding partner can become your sole point of contact during this transition time. Just make sure you're communicating with them and be sure to tell them how you want to be communicated with. Email, whether you prefer to be texted, and be sure to set up your one-on-one introductory call with them as soon as possible so they can get you plugged into our onboarding membership site with our eXp transition checklist, and we can ensure that your whole process goes super smooth. If there's anything you ever need help with, I want you to remember Nicole, Dawn, and I started Epic in 2015 with a bunch of other really amazing real estate leaders. And we started the Expert Partners Inner Circle with the sole mission to have a financial future never before imagined in real estate, one that is really, truly exceptional. By the way, EPIC, in case you don't know, is the acronym for Expert Partners Inner Circle. EPIC represents your partners who stand for your freedom to create the freedom to live worry-free throughout your life, freedom from financial constraints and stress, and freedom of time to enjoy the big and abundant life you will create with us. It's living your life to the fullest as you blast through your goals to set even higher goals and levels you may have never imagined. Here at Epic, we think and we reimagine big, take big actions, and achieve big results in all areas of our lives. And we're hoping that we can walk this path with you and help you to create financial freedom, not just for yourself, but for your family and all of the other people whose lives will be blessed by all the things that will come from your association with Epic and eXp Realty. As a member of this inner circle, you will gain access to the elite offerings of expert partners to build your real estate business, change the trajectory of your income, and collaborate in ways to build a financial future never before available in the real estate industry. On behalf of Dawn, myself, and all of our Epic leaders, I want to sincerely thank you for your decision to move forward today and join eXp Realty and our amazing Expert Partners Inner Circle, or EPIC as you will come to know it.